Our fingers. All right, I think we are live. We got people in the comment section and we're off to the races. So welcome to the 2024 OV 100 Mile Challenge wrap up. We've got Tyler here who's been helping a lot run the entire back end of this operations. We've also got Derek off camera who runs a lot of the back end operations. And we've got me who pretty much is just the pretty face anymore. So pretty or not pretty, I guess, whatever you want to classify it as. But happy to be here and stoked at how many of you guys are on here and how many of you guys participated in the challenge this year. It was bigger than it's ever been. It's grown every single year that we've done this. We have over 500 participants in this thing, and it's just been really, really cool to see it continue to grow and continue to see the impact. And that's been a lot of fun. I mean, it was fun to even be up at PCT days a couple months back now. It feels like just a week ago with how fast time's going, and interact with some of you guys that are actively doing the challenge and just get some feedback in person. And it's definitely something that we really look forward to doing every year because we love to read the comments. We love to see the posts and just see what you guys are up to. I mean, the cool thing about having it be a DIY challenge is we never know what we're going to see. We never know what you guys are going to submit. And we've had some pretty crazy stories at times. But man, it's a ton of fun to execute this challenge with you guys. So definitely happy to be here. But Tyler, glad to have you on here. How's everything going today?
Going good. I'm excited. I've been reading people's stories all day since today was the deadline for submissions. And we've gone through all the photos and stuff. And the quality of photos goes up every year as well. We've gotten like so many cool photos. It's really exciting to see. And we'll share those with you guys here on a slideshow later, and we'll make that slideshow available on the Facebook group as well. It's also just been cool to see everyone's stories in the Facebook group. That's a really fun part of this challenge, is just seeing what everyone is talking about, what they're experiencing, and how they're helping each other. It was cool that we had people building shareable Excel trackers to help with the training program, and we had people starting threads about how to pack their packs and prep for their trips. And it's just really, really fun to see this community grow for this challenge.
Yeah, so today, just to give you kind of a synopsis of what we're going to be going through, we do have a couple of giveaways. I did see Chip Cormus in here. Chip, we talked at PCT days, and unfortunately, in the chaos that it was there, we didn't end up giving away a product like you asked us to. So we're going to go ahead and give away a product on this from you, as well as give away a product from us. So there'll be a couple of giveaways during this. We're also going to, like Tyler just mentioned, do a little bit of a slideshow, which I've not seen. So this will be a premiere for me as well. Hopefully all good things in there.
It's not the best slideshow. It's a real fast turnaround for us to take all the submissions and get them ready in the same day. So it's basic, but it's fun to see everyone's photos. Appreciate
you working on that, Tyler. And we've got some stats and some stories that we'll touch on from all of you guys, and just kind of do a bit of a recap in that sense. So do you want to, I guess we can do, since we're doing two giveaways, why don't we start this off with a giveaway, and then we'll end it with a giveaway as well. So
yeah, let's do Chip's sponsored giveaway.
Yes. And while we're getting ready for that, the last thing that I just wanted to mention as we wrap this up, we're going to hit go live on my 100 Mile Challenge that I went and executed on a YouTube video. So we'll drop a link in the description for that, and we'll hit go live essentially and launch that video as soon as this video is over as well. So you guys can, if you're in the zone of YouTube by that point, you can just hang out and watch me hike 100 miles solo. So
we'll talk more about why Tayson did the lonely trip this year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So giveaway time.
Yeah. For this giveaway, Chip is awesome. He's been just like such a fun person to get to know through our customer support system and when we've gone to PCT days and things. And he said he wanted to sponsor a giveaway for any single product that the winner chooses. And so we're going to use just a random number generator to pull up who the winner is from the list of submissions that we got for the OV 100. So I've got that all pulled up right here. Let me just hit go. That's line 115 out of all of our submissions. And that gives us Paul Frost is the winner. So Paul, congrats. You won any one item from Outdoor Vitals that you choose. So we will have our customer service team reach out to you tomorrow, and we'll get you squared away on that giveaway. Congrats.
Awesome.
I wonder what he will choose.
A lot of people, I feel like the typical thing would be a backpack, put a bunch of miles on a pack, get another one. But I don't know, if it's only 100 miles, that backpack's going to have a lot of left in it. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's let you run through some of these stats that you've pulled together, and there's some pretty interesting things that we've done collectively as a group that Tyler's going to share.
Yeah, really, really crazy. So looking at the miles that we would have done in training and for the challenge, our group this year did more than 54,000 miles. That's an estimate, but it's, I think, a pretty close estimate. So that's more than 2 times around the world that we would have hiked as a group, and it's just crazy to think about. The next thing would be the average miles submitted by our finishers. And so the average trip was 101.3 miles. And our max length trip that was submitted was 2,650 miles. That would have been someone finishing the Pacific Crest Trail, but they were engaged in the group the whole time, and it's awesome to see. So to continue on in that vein, popular trails that we saw for the OV100 this year was the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, the Continental Divide Trail, the Colorado Trail, the John Muir Trail, and those are like the quintessential long trails in the U.S. that we love to see people doing, and that we design our products to help people to do. But then we had some really interesting ones, like we had 4 or 5 submissions for the TMB, the Tour du Mont Blanc. Which,
really?
Yeah.
That's on my 100-mile challenge bucket list for sure.
For sure, yeah. So that's a big one. We had quite a few submissions for the Ice Age Trail, which is one that I didn't know much about until I started looking at these submissions. And then the Wonderland Trail, there's 4 or 5 submissions for that. And then quite a few variations of the Camino de Santiago. And I didn't know very much about the different routes, but we had people doing the coastal routes and some different variations, and that was really cool to hear about. We also had some that put the Tahoe Rim Trail kind of on my list to look into. So there was tons of different trails that people did, but those were fun ones and ones that I think most people consider as bucket list type trails.
Yeah, there's a few on there for sure that are on my bucket list. 3, 4. There's absolutely a few. So.
Yeah, there was a couple where the trail names aren't as well known, but we had people hiking in Iceland. We had some in Sweden. We had some in Ireland doing the Kingsway, and just tons of really cool looking trips. We also had, and we'll talk about this one as a story, but Lee Smith hiked Mount Kilimanjaro for his trip. So he got up to 19,000 feet in elevation.
Dang.
And you'll see photos of him in the slideshow.
Dang.
Yeah.
I think some of my favorite things that I get to, I don't know, just witness, I guess, as far as like popular trails, seeing people out on trail, is not always just the trail too. It's like when you get into that Facebook group and you see all those photos, and a lot of times it's the friends, it's the families, it's it's those aspects that are really, really interesting to see. It's the people that, went on a bit of a health journey or things like that. That's, man, it's fun to see. Besides just the crazy, beautiful photos and destinations, but it's definitely one of my favorite places to go. It's like if I'm feeling like down for a day, hop in that Facebook group, and I feel like it's such an uplifting place to just I don't know, see how people are doing and where they're headed and who they're headed there with and the cool stories. So
yeah, and definitely if you're on the live stream and you finished, or even if you attempted, tell us which trail you were on in the live stream. It's fun to see what everyone's putting on there. So yeah, some other interesting facts about the challenge this year. 72% of those who completed the challenge completed it as the stacked option. So I think that leads into the reason that everyone who made a submission rated how the challenge went out of 5 stars, and we had an average of 4.7 out of 5 stars. I think that making the stacked option a part of the challenge has really made it more friendly and helpful to people. So that's pretty cool. And this is always something where we think really hard on ways that we can get this particular number up, but 24% of challenge participants completed their 100-mile trips, whether that was stacked or nonstop. We had 24% as finishers. That's awesome. Congrats to everyone who put in the work, because it is a lot of work. And we're proud of you. Also, we're proud of everyone who attempted it and for whatever reason got derailed. We'll do it again with you next year. It's really cool to be a part of it, but it's kind of interesting. This is our 3rd year doing this, and every year we've been like right around 20% of those who attempt the challenge actually complete it.
Yeah, that is super interesting, and I think what I like to see when I do see people that didn't complete the challenge is that they're like, I'm going to be back next year. There's a few posts in there and whatnot of that, and I would just say, I mean, that's kind of the name of the game in my mind. There was definitely a time in my life where if I would have attempted this challenge, I would not have succeeded. And it was a process, a year-over-year process, not just a 3-month training process or something like that to get to the point. And not just saying that it's physical either. It can be gear, food, physical. It can be work-related, family-related. There's so many things that can keep it from happening. But, like Tyler said, we think long and hard about helping to control the things that we can control with. And let's just be honest, there's for a lot of these people, completing the 100-mile challenge may be a multi-year effort. I know, like I said, I know for me, it would have been, a decade ago, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, and that's most of what we saw in the submissions was those who didn't finish either got derailed by work or family or injuries. It kind of comes down to those 3 things most of the time. And some years just aren't your year. Like for me, I didn't get to do the 100-mile challenge this year. And it actually took scheduling the 100-mile challenge twice for anyone in our team to get it done. So we had to make sure that...
And changing the trail twice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So... yeah, we totally understand if you couldn't make it. We want you to join us next year again. So some other interesting things. The fastest trip that I saw in the submissions, and I kind of wanted to reach out to this person and verify, was 103 miles in 2 days. That's a pretty intense backpack.
I thought that I had that in the bag because I ran a 100-mile ultra and I took a 5-minute nap. So someone pointed out that should count for my 100-miler. But I don't know. I didn't count it. So yeah. 2 days, 103 miles, that's crushing it. I wonder if they ran an ultra marathon. They would have pretty much had to have gone nonstop. They couldn't have really slept to do that. That's incredible. Yeah, I wanted to kind of reach out and question that, just get the story on it, I guess, not question it. And then there was another one, 142 miles in 5 days. That's still pushing it. That's close to 30-mile days.
and doing that 5 days in a row, like that can almost wear you out more than doing a sprint kind of push. So that's a lot like what Tayson's trip was this year.
Yeah. Yeah, pick a good trail if you're going to try those kind of miles.
Yeah. And then as far as if you're looking at how many days people were out consecutively, we had 2 who finished the PCT right around 150 days.
Wow.
So that's a great time for the PCT.
That's interesting. Your next one here, average 100 miler was 8 days. That's interesting to know, because that probably can help people plan accordingly. Like for most of you, 8 days is what you need, or at least 7 or something like that. So
right.
Maybe we can work that into some of the training, but I haven't seen that stat before.
Yeah, that was cool to be able to pull that out. So, and then the last big one is this year, along with the 100-mile challenge, we gave away more than $30,000 in gear. So
dang.
Yeah, that's fun to see.
You guys didn't run that past me.
Yep. So,
I said we don't make money on this, and I think that's proof.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So now I think we ought to jump into some of these stories that some of our team members pulled out of the submissions and thought were noteworthy. So to start off, like I said, Lee Smith hiked Mount Kilimanjaro. He said that our training program helped it all go well. Everything went well until right at the end, where he broke his hand a mile before leaving the park. So
did he break his hand? Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Good luck on the recovery, Lee. Yiping Lim hiked Obsidian Trail in Oregon 1 week before a wildfire got to it. So, dang, cutting it close. That was part of my issue this year, was wildfires. So, it's rough out there, honestly, for wildfires. So, good luck getting that, or glad you were able to get that done right before they got there.
Yeah. The next one, we had Deborah Moore. She said that going ultralight allowed her to hike further than she thought was possible. And the highlight was being able to hike with her son. So that's always awesome when you can hike with family and share the things you're learning with them.
Yeah, and going ultralight sometimes helps it be so you can hike with at least with my kids, my son, right? Like, I've got to carry his stuff. So Aaron McGowan hiked the Whitecap Mountains nonstop and solo. Felt well prepared and needed for nothing. Maybe he was the 2-day guy if he went nonstop in the Whitecap Mountains. That's awesome.
That would be gnarly. Your feet would hurt after that. Yeah. So the next one is Dave Palmer. He said his 100 miles left him in the middle of nowhere. So he ended up doing 141 miles. He loved the perfect 20-mile day video. He is 60 years old and had had a knee replacement. So
wait, did he accidentally end up in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
We need to work on the planning here,
yeah,
Dave.
We need to add some more to the navigation and planning modules there, huh?
Thomas Upshaw developed a framework for completing multi-day trips. Had to cut his trip short because of Hurricane Helen. That's been hitting rampant, and I've seen a few people post that it's delayed or canceled their trips, which is really, really unfortunate.
Yeah, we definitely feel for everyone in the Southeast. That has been just a succession of craziness out there between the floods and tropical storms and hurricanes and everything. So, yeah. Christopher Swift said he hiked 102 miles on the Appalachian Trail. It met everything met his expectations in terms of gear and physical fitness. Nice. That seems like there's not much story there. Like, it's like, oh yeah, it went great.
Nailed it.
Yeah, but that's an awesome feeling to be able to have it turn out the way that you plan. So, props to you for making that happen.
Lawrence West switched from nonstop to stacked because of battling plantar fasciitis, but he was able to finish. that's awesome. Glad he was able to finish that one. Plantar fasciitis or any other injuries are, like Tyler already mentioned, one of the top things that keep people off trail. So way to be able to battle through that and be able to still make it happen. It's pretty easy when you start as a nonstop to when you lose that goal to just give up on the stacked. So
yeah, definitely. We're really pumped that there was quite a few people who, even though they ran into issues with the nonstop, they finished it with the stacked program. So that's awesome.
Heck, I mean, looking at the stats here, the video we put out on like my Bryce Canyon 100, I think it was like whatever 50% of people don't finish this race. Well, apparently our 100-mile challenge is harder than that because only 24% are finishing. So
that's true.
So way to keep at it, battle through injury, Lawrence.
Yep. Okay, next one is Sean Cook. He's a disabled veteran, and he was unable to walk 2 years ago. He says that the 100-mile challenge was life-changing for him. He did most of his miles solo, and his favorite part was Cinnamon Pass as he watched the sunrise. So that's awesome to hear. That's so cool that being a part of this challenge is life-changing and that you've been able to do that much rehab to go from being unable to walk to now crossing mountain passes at sunrise and doing close to 100 miles by yourself. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look up his full submission. That's awesome. Deanne and Craig Burford, they hiked the... I don't know why I can't read and talk
Derek,
at the same time.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Santiago de Compostela.
Yes, Santiago de Compostela. I think I was thinking of the other one. Well, I was like reading and thinking of the other main pilgrimage trail that I'm not going to remember because I'm on
Camino.
camera. The Camino de Santiago.
Yeah, this is a route on the Camino
it's
de
one
Santiago.
of them, right?
Yeah.
Like because there's multiple pilgrimages, right? Anyways, Deanne's first backpacking trip. Wow, that's a heck of a first backpacking trip.
Yeah.
Set the bar high, and that's a long trail. Valued the physical and mental preparation for the course. That's awesome. Glad that worked out. But that's a heck of a first trip, Deanne.
That is. That's awesome. William Tybalt.
Heather Morris.
Okay.
We're skipping.
Heather Morse.
Got a couple more of these.
Yeah. Heather Morse said she really valued the knees over toes exercises as well as learned more on how to properly fuel her body. That's a lot of what being comfortable out there comes down to, is learning your own body and learning things that you can do to make yourself more comfortable and more capable. So awesome.
Yeah. William Tybalt and William Tybalt II, I mean the second, they learned they needed to research hikes more before going on them. I'm very guilty of that. They're used to the AT trail with plenty of water. They tried the Tuscarora. What is that one? Tuscarora. I didn't realize there was 25-mile stretch without water. Had to get picked up. Yeah, that's rough.
Dang.
We had the opposite experience when we went to the AT trail. We started hiking with 4 liters of water, thinking that that we're back in Utah. So
we didn't know it was only 2.5 miles between every water.
Yeah, no, that's rough. It is wild to go to different trails and just see it. And sometimes like one trail can be way consistent, and then man, you hit the next one and it's totally different. So
yeah. All right. So the last one we're going to share is Brian Weiss. He said at 54 years old, he did 92 miles and 21,000 feet of elevation gain in 8 days. Accomplished his longest day ever at 18 miles. So that's awesome. We had a lot of people who had their longest day ever during the challenge this year. And, it comes down to not necessarily like that it's important to be able to do a lot of miles, but really the reason that we do a lot of miles and the reason that we talk about pushing yourself is twofold. If you can do more miles, you can do bigger, more intimidating trails in shorter amount of time, so you can actually do your bucket list trails. But then also a lot of it just comes down to the growth that comes from pushing yourself to do more. So,
yeah, I mean, for me this year, the 100-mile challenge would not have been possible if I wasn't able to do big miles. Just, it was a rough year for us scheduling wise and timeline wise and injury wise. But yeah, I think that's part of like the big empowering thing sometimes about being just capable of doing those big miles. So,
yeah.
Okay. Looks like we're to the slideshow. So we'll get our camera guy over here off camera to tee that up, and we're going to go through some of your guys' submissions, photo submissions, and just see all of these. I believe it's about 7 minutes. Then we'll come back away and finish out this thing out. So, okay, I'm excited. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm going to be watching it with you guys. Except for my little screen is way small, so you might see me squinting and leaning forward. Slide this
I
right
lost our comments for some reason. I can't get them to pop up.
Is our mic still hot? Okay, good to know. Just gonna tell Tyler he had a booger hanging out his nose, but that's a sweet.
Still
There's
should.
Kilimanjaro. So that was the guy that broke his hand right there, huh? Dang.
Did you see that?
What did it say?
20 miles into a 14-mile hike. With his wife looking real happy.
Oh, love that. Wow, those are some sweet rocks. What's this here?
A certificate of completion
Oh,
for Camino.
nice. That's an awesome shot. Neil.
I think the group shots were my favorite.
Yeah.
Like,
Stories that go with them. And
yeah, well, the selfies are fun too, you know, but everyone just looks so happy in the group shots.
Catadin or Catadine?
Catadin.
Or Katahdin. That was what people would.
Oh yeah.
We were
Yeah, I don't
always
know.
confused.
I can't remember.
Catadine water filters.
Messed us up. But that's
Messed
like a
us up.
Swedish name, right?
I don't even know.
I think they're a Scandinavian company.
That's awesome. How many like total photos did we get? Did you? Oh, look at that beard. Yes, I miss my beard.
I think it was around 150 photos in here.
Josh was wondering if he got the booger.
I don't know. I can't see it.
John's saying it's Katahdin. So I think the water filter company threw everyone off. Or maybe we're all pronouncing it wrong.
It's two different places, so
I like that photo. He looks
This one's-
plenty happy.
he's got a skyline. in that
Ooh.
one. There's a couple of skylines in here. This is a Camino.
Yeah. High adventure camp, huh? Are these photos that were on the Facebook group or the ones that were submitted or both?
These are just from the submissions. There was some really cool photos in the Facebook group, but we didn't have time to pull them.
Oh, that's sweet.
That
Walking
was
over a
that was on the TMB.
snow bridge.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we need to. Next year we'll take a break from the Colorado Trail and some of these others and just go do the Tour de Mont Blanc.
Anytime. I'm game. Let's do that. Let's do 200 mile
Said it,
challenges.
Derek. Company trip to France.
Oh, yeah.
That one was Iceland right there, I think.
Nice.
This was TMB as well, I remember.
I think we just need to have a battle. I'll pay for one employee to come hike it with me. 'Cause
Yeah.
I need someone to go with me.
That, fill the backpack full of rocks race in the back.
Oh man. We'll just do arm wrestle.
Figure out a good way to decide who.
Some sort of decathlon.
Grand Canyon. Been over that bridge a few times.
The single most hiked trail was the Appalachian Trail. There was definitely a lot of people on the AT for the challenge, which was cool.
Yeah. Rio Grande. Been out there.
This is close to home. That was up in the Tushers.
Oh, is that Blue Lake?
I am not sure which lake it was.
There's only one Blue Lake on that mountain, so I'm gonna guess. Got the braid going. Oh, that's a sweet photo. Is that orange from fire?
That or from the red setting on the headlamp. That one's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty. Got the shelter.
I never even knew shelters existed till we started hiking back east. They don't have those in the west.
It's a solid photo too. Yeah, it's true. I'd been to like one BLM cabin one time before we went out east, and I thought it was the strangest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, these are some beautiful photos.
Lots of family groups out on the trail for the challenge, which was really fun to see.
The Camino. Delano. Hey, that's close to home. Is it John? Kelly? Did he do the challenge? Did John Kelly do the challenge with us this year?
I don't remember.
Oh, is this some kind of a race or something? Mount Whitney.
Yeah, that's a big one. Highest peak in the lower 48.
That looks like the Wind Rivers. I feel like I was standing right there. Actually, that's it's the pass to get you into the Cirque of Towers. One of them. Nice. Sweet.
Well, I hope it played the music for you guys on that. We couldn't hear it, so there is music on the slideshow, so
Yeah.
we'll,
Otherwise, you just probably heard my heavy breathing. So.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be the best part about doing some of these international hikes is like the international food, the cheese, the bread. Man, it'd be fun. Well, we're gonna have to get on it, and I need to set a goal myself of doing an international hike next year. International 100 would be freaking awesome. So for us on our end, honestly, you're gonna enjoy just watching the video. We're gonna roll better than me talking about like my 100-mile hike. But this year at Outdoor Vitals, we had a heck of a time. Had a couple guys in the office that had kids over the summer, so adding new additions to the family never makes it easy to get out and do the 100-miler. So we gave them passes on that. We had some health stuff come up for sure as well. For me, so it actually wound down to where me and Brigham were going to head out to do about 135-mile section on the Colorado Trail because we've been piecing together the Colorado Trail. And I just trying to be the cool dad, and wrecked the mountain bike with the kids and separated my shoulder. And so that threw Colorado Trail out the window for me, because it was 7 days or so before we were supposed to leave to go do the Colorado Trail. So then our plans were just in total limbo for doing the 100-mile challenge, and I wasn't sure how quickly I'd be able to recover and all of that. But so again, to come up to backup plans, I decided that I was feeling good enough to go and do the hike towards the end of August or first week of September, and planned to go up to Idaho and go hike through the Sawtooths. And then they had a huge fire called the Wapiti Fire that shut down the wilderness, like the whole dang thing, right before I was to leave. So then I rerouted over to Wyoming, and I did a 100-mile section in the Wind Rivers, which turned out to be perfect. It was way pretty. I'd been in the Wind Rivers one time before, went up to Tacoma Basin, thought it was really, really incredible, but man, I hadn't seen anything yet as far as what those mountains to offer, and now I still feel like I've seen a fraction of what those mountains have to offer. But yeah, because of my window and time frame and all of those kinds of things, I really had to do the 100-mile challenge in a 4-day window, and thankfully was able to get it done by the skin of my teeth. I had to push harder than I've ever pushed on any hike. I left all of my lunches in the cooler when I left the car, so I was down a bunch of calories. I was way out of shape from taking a bunch of time off after the 100-mile ultra marathon, and then all of a sudden the shoulder injury. So it was a brutal hike as far as physically, but one of the most rewarding hikes I've ever done. So it was a ton of fun, and I guess as always, I love the value of having that goal. Like, I wanted to keep the consecutive 100-mile hikes rolling, and do this 100-mile challenge every year that we've done it or been working on it. So it was a big push for me, and I was, there's a lot of reasons that I couldn't or shouldn't have done it, but when it was all said and done, I was extremely grateful I did it. And this was my first time ever doing a 100-miler solo, and that ended up being awesome. Like, it was exactly what I felt like I needed, and just get all of that time to disconnect and think and just process and be alone. And it was really, really, really good. So tons of fun. But if you want to see the story, see all the incredible views, I packed a ridiculously heavy camera that I never pack on the trail to get great shots for you guys. So if you want to see those shots, I'll drop the link in the comments here in just a few minutes, and we'll release that video. So it was awesome though. And I think as always, it's so fun to be out on trail, even when you are solo, because other people are doing this challenge at the same time as you. And there's some pretty awesome camaraderie that comes from that. And you're excited to come back and share the details of your trip. And it was just an awesome trip. Like I say, it was plan D or C or G, but I eventually made it onto the trail and had a phenomenal time. So.
Yeah. I'm seeing some questions in the comments here about whether or not some submissions went through, or if we used all the photos. We ended up taking submissions in multiple places. We tried to consolidate all of those into one place today, but we didn't use all the photos. Some of the photos came through so small that they weren't usable. Others were just didn't get picked up yet because of the multiple submission areas, but we are going to be consolidating all the information from the course and everything, so nothing is fully finalized. Our plans are to send out the swag for the finishers. We've got the sweet hat that Tayson's wearing, which looks very much like last year's hat, but it's actually on our premium custom built Pro line hat that we've designed from the ground up. So it's a much more comfortable, longer lasting hat. And then we'll have the pins as well. So we'll be working on that this week and trying to ship out all of that stuff as soon as possible.
You got a few people saying they love hiking solo as well. You guys are my people. I love hiking both ways. I think there's absolutely a place for both, but I think far too many people never go on solo hikes that should. So love it.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a few people that like maybe their photos weren't in there and whatnot. I don't know if we used every single one or whatnot, but kind of to just build on that, we're still processing some of those submissions since we had a tight window from submission and stuff to turn around. But okay, let's do another giveaway. So today we wanted to give away a Vario jacket. We are doing a sale right now on Outdoor Vital's website where you can get $50 off the Vario jacket, which unanimously around the office is the piece that people wear the most. Day in, day out, washability, comfort, temperature regulation. I see more Varios in our office than any other jacket that we sell. So wanted to give that a quick call out that if you don't win this in the next minute here, that you can save $50 off of the Vario jacket for this week only. So, okay, Tyler, how are we picking this winner? You got it queued up to do a generator?
I have the generator, but I can't pull up the comments on my computer for some reason.
Doing comments on here?
We're doing everyone who's live is who we're pulling from right now. So, how many?
No idea how you tell
Derek,
many
can
comments.
you look at the list of everyone on live and give me a?
We got 65 concurrent viewers.
65?
That's what you're looking at. That's not necessarily
And
comments.
then can you look at just a list of all the viewers?
I don't think I can, no. I think we may just have to do...
I've got it.
Oh, you do?
Okay, you ready, Derek?
Yep.
Drum roll. Number 12.
Number 12 on the list of viewers is... Suspense is getting us.
I'm glad it wasn't number 64.
64. Okay, now whatever you count from the other end up, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Just again, wanted to thank Chip Cormus. He's here in the comments as well for giving an item away. Just a great guy. He's always loved visiting with you, Chip, but always helping people get out on trail and get into the outdoors. So we got a name or a username or something?
Jonathan Edwards.
Jonathan Edwards.
Nice.
Congrats. We will contact you tomorrow. Our customer service team will reach out.
If your username matches submission name, do we need to have him comment if his submission name or anything's different? Don't put your email out there or anything like that. Just
hang on. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've got it right here.
We've found you on the back end, so we'll contact you. And
hiked in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Arizona for his stacked trip.
Dang, covered some country. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, why don't you thank our sponsors, and I'm going to go ahead and get this video published and then share the link.
Awesome. So, yeah, this is a group effort. We pull in other brands to help us to make this a more engaging experience for you guys. So we just want to thank everyone who partnered with us this year. We had Onyx Backcountry, ReadyWise, Backcountry Foodie, Scratch Labs, Mountain Tough, Mountain Ops, and Outdoor Vitals. So it was a group effort, and we appreciate everyone pitching in for that. But most of all, we appreciate all of you guys for participating in the 100-mile challenge, for giving us feedback in your submissions and helping us to know how we can improve it for next year, and for just adding to the overall community and experience that comes along with this challenge. It's really so cool to see just how everyone is so excited to help each other out and share what they know and give words of encouragement when there's setbacks and all of that. So I feel like this was a great challenge this year, and we're really grateful for everyone participating.
Awesome. This video should be going live. I'm going to drop a comment in here for it. and pin that. Did something a little weird as I was trying to schedule or push it live, and it tried to schedule it. So let's make sure that this works before we wrap this up. Oh, there's an ad.
Looks like it's going.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Yep. Looks like it's live. So if you guys want to jump over there, I'll head over there and just watch comments, and happy to continue the conversation over there as this is going out live. But again, what an incredible 100-mile challenge this year. We switched it up a little bit. We tried to streamline some things. We took your feedback. We tried to bring in some accountability. We took in some different things, and it's been a ton of fun. And we're always thankful for the feedback, but really we're thankful for you guys and for sharing your trips and sharing with the group things you've learned, and all those heartwarming stories we get to read and everything like that. It makes it worth it for us, and it really does. We see this over and over again. Your guys' sharing fuels other people getting out there on trail and making it happen. And if you're like me, I have a very deep conviction that spending time outside is a very, very important part of life anymore. Getting that disconnect from this crazy world that we live in, from pressures and stresses, from technology, from the quick dopamine hits that are just everywhere we turn. Getting outside is very, very critical, I think, to overall happiness and achievement in life. And so glad that you guys are the people that raise your hands, sign up for crazy challenges like this. And I really hope that all of you guys here sign up again next year, come back with us again next year, and do another amazing hike, and just keep that ball rolling. Because I know for me, if I don't set a big goal, it's really easy for the year to take control of me instead of me take control of the year. So hopefully you guys are committed to coming back and doing this again with us next year. Again, this is something that we do. We don't make any money off of this. We really do it because we care about the community. We care about getting people out on trail. And so we really appreciate you guys doing this with us. So
Yeah. We'll see you next year.
Yep. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys around.